And we are live.
Hello.
We have Nuno here. I'm Fernanda Nis. We are both teachers at the Rose Meditation. Welcome to our weekly podcast in which we bring a lot of different subjects, but everything related to this most ancient way to train, the impacts, how it works, the techniques. It's a very rich podcast with a lot of content, but every day we have a different approach of those subjects. And today, Nuno, we are going to talk about conflicts and conflicts management.
Oh no.
Yeah. And for those who don't know, we are married, so we can talk a lot about that because we do have a really beautiful relationship. We have 13 years of relationship, a really beautiful one. And we know that usually we have more conflicts with those that we love the most, and we have more, we are together longer in the day, like more hours together.
Yeah.
Like since you are together longer, the time of exposure to each other is bigger, so the possibility of some kind of conflict is bigger. So this is the subject today. Nuno,
Yes.
welcome to our podcast.
Thank you.
You want to start saying something?
Yes, I can add a few details because yes, we are married. We are partners in business. We spend many hours together, side by side, awake, and we do our best to keep our relationship as stable as possible, and helping each other, supporting each other, so we can both thrive through our challenges.
True. And if you have someone really close to you, you guys can compete or cooperate. So I think this maybe is the first thing to think about when you're talking about a conflict. Even friends or business partners, or someone you are in an affective relationship with, or parents, kids, you can choose the tone of your relationship. And I think this is one of the most important things to be aware of. So if you have a relationship with someone and you decide to give the tone of this relationship, you can choose the way you are going to navigate. For example, we are together many hours a day. We could be like, look, you did this wrong. Look, you did that wrong. Like pointing other person's mistakes or
slips.
Or you can say, we are together. Let's do this together. I am going to support you when you sleep, and you're going to support me when I sleep in another moment. So I think this is something really important.
It is.
And it's not just in a marriage or in a personal relationship, but also in everyday relations, right?
Yeah. Because since we are together for so many hours, we build experience so that we can transpose to do the same with others, our colleagues at work, our family members, our friends, close friends, new friends, and we feel more equipped somehow, or more skilled to deal with those situations. And I think when you said choosing the tone, it is really important, because most of the time, not most of the time, but many times, like if I'm struggling with a subject, probably should be the one to choose the tone, because I'm going to express myself. I'm going to get naked somehow. I'm going to be more open, vulnerable to that sentiment. Okay, like I need to talk about this, and then put words into your sentiments. And that's a really beautiful thing to do when you are open to that. And so you bring your conversation to intimacy in a good way, that you're saying, I trust you so much that I'm going to be vulnerable enough to express that I'm not comfortable, or I feel sad, or I feel I'm afraid of something. Uh, and having that opportunity, it is great in a relationship, but not expecting, because you need also to find the timing for that. I'm not going to interrupt you if you're doing something that you're busy to talk about my things. I need to wait. Yeah, okay. So I need to have this kind of double awareness of the tone of voice and the timing where I'm going to express that we're going to discuss, that we're going to talk about something. And I always think that the best conflict is when you avoid it.
True.
And again, it's timing. So the moment that you start talking about, most of the time solves the conflict by not having that conflict. And so that's what I always have in my mind. How can I avoid the conflict? Sometimes I can't.
Yeah.
Okay. But that's my blueprint, is to avoid conflict. And that makes me to choose my words better, to choose my timing better, to read the room better, and so on, because I want to avoid the conflict. Okay, I think that's one thing that personally I like to do, have that in mind always, is having that in mind.
And it's common that we need to have difficult conversations, not just in our personal relationship. We are always talking about personal relationship and business relations, but like hard conversations, they happen and they are necessary. Like if you want to have a deeper relation, you need to have deeper conversations. And those usually they bring some can I say polemics?
Yeah, it can be polemic.
It can be polemic. So you are going to bring it. And one strategy that I like to use and that I think about it is, okay, I need to have this tricky conversation, this tricky subject, but instead of arrive and just bring out all my feelings and my frustrations and my traumas. No, I will prepare myself before those hard conversations. So what's the outcome that I want to have with this conversation? So I'm going to meet a client. Okay, the outcome is to sell something, or is just to strengthen the relationship. Like what I want, I'm going to talk to Nuno about something that, like some behavior that I don't like. Okay, what do I want with this conversation? I just want to express myself and just bring my feelings out, or I want to solve the issue. So if you know where you want to arrive with this conversation, because you're not going to have this hard conversation just because you're bored.
No.
I don't have anything to do, so let's see what I can explode today. Like usually people don't do that.
Yeah.
But okay, I need to have this conversation because something is making me uncomfortable, or I have this objective that I think we should reach something, or I have this person or my neighbor or what else? Whatever. Okay, what do I want when I'm going to talk to this person? I want to be from this place to this place. What I have to say to arrive here? It's not just to express my feelings. It's not just say to my neighbor that she or he is walking and making a lot of noise. No, I want to have the solution. I don't want to have noise. Okay, so let's choose wisely the
Mhm.
words that I'm going to use to get what I want to achieve when I start this conversation.
Indeed, yes. So I think having that clear in your mind, also it is good to start a conversation with that. For example, I would like to have this conversation so we can find a solution together. I don't have one. It is very concise to start with your objective. Or I was listening to the Portuguese version of this podcast. I just want to say it out loud, pour it out. Okay, I just need a couple of good ears. Say that in the beginning, so
Yes.
you know what to expect, and the other person too.
Yes.
Okay, and so I think putting that very, very into words helps so much.
A lot.
And I think with since we speak both languages, Portuguese and English, I noticed that the English language is more straight to the point. And I also understand that in a very short sentence, you can put your intention. Okay, my intention with this meeting is baba.
That's it.
That's it. It is one sentence. And in the Portuguese language, even though you're Brazilian, I'm Portuguese, and we have different styles as the default of each country, we have a tendency just to walk around the subject and not going straight to the point. And so I'd like to transpose this English characteristic, the English language characteristic, into Portuguese too. Let's talk about this. And this helps
a lot.
A lot. It avoids so many conflicts. And you are building a partner in crime for that meeting, for that conversation, for that business. I'm here to make business with you. Okay? Okay, I'm going to sell something. That's okay. I'm here to do business.
Good.
Don't worry about to put it into words. Okay?
Nice. And another thing that we can talk about when you're going to talk about conflict management, the first thing is, okay, what do I want to achieve with this conversation, with this hard or tricky conversation? The second thing is, what are my triggers? Like, what triggers me to say things in a way that I'm not proud of? And I'm going to bring a very personal example here. When I'm hungry, like, I say things I'm not proud about. Because, like, it's something in my brain, and it's something like pretty usual that the center of anger is close to the center of hungry, and they can connect in some people. So I'm sure you know someone that when the person is hungry, this person loses the patience. And I'm this person. Like, I know I have this characteristic. It's not a problem, it's just a characteristic. And what's in my hand, what I can do about it, it's to be aware and to avoid it. And it's really good if you have someone by your side that notices that and have some bar or fruit or nuts and say, you know what, let's eat something. Like, oh, okay, I'm gonna eat something. And immediately everything feels better. It's a silly example, but it's a real one. But for other people, it can be when they are sleepy or whatever. It can be so many things. So the second thing is identify your triggers, because nonviolent communication is really important. But if you are triggered by something, you are not going to be able to use all the knowledge you have in nonviolent communication, because the trigger is there. and the trigger is, it comes like first. It comes
Yes,
before
yes, yes.
everything else. So when you see, oh my God,
Yeah.
I did it again. So please understand what your triggers are. If you cannot do that by yourself, call someone you trust. It can be a partner, it can be a friend, it can be your mom, anyone. But you know, what are my triggers that I do those kind of things? And you're going to find out and work on that and avoid those triggers.
Yes, yes. Like if you have that awareness, ask, because it's interesting to ask. The close one, like your best friend, probably knows you better.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Yes, yes. And for example, my personal example, you gave yours. I always find a way to have reason. I can argue to the detail
You can.
and have the
True.
reason on my side. But sometimes I know that I can be tough, which is good, like insurance or whatever. In a few
Yeah.
situations, sometimes you need to be tough. You have to have.
That's why we don't fight.
So, like, have the role of fighting for your rights, for example. It is really good to have that ability. But really, in a personal relationship, to use that as if you're arguing with a lawyer or with the insurance company, you're going to treat your friends the same way. My default will be like that.
Yeah.
Okay. So I reprogram myself to say, I'm mad. Sometimes I really use the mean words. I'm really sad, or I'm mad at what you did, but I don't want to talk with you right now. Otherwise, I lose my temper, because that's my limit. That's my limit. Like, if I lose my temper, I'm gonna treat you like an insurance company.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm gonna fight for all the refund that I need, that I have the right. Okay, so I have that tendency of fighting, arguing, and all of that, and being very brave. And I know that I don't lose. Like, I can I have my poker face when arguing. Okay, so it's really useful in a few situations, but I don't want to use that with my friends, with my colleagues. So if I'm sensitive to something, I need time. I most of the times I need a couple of days to digest, to think about, because when I argue, I'm just focusing on the details of the problem and saying, you did it wrong, I need my refund, for example. Okay. But I need to switch. I need to make, it takes me 48 hours most of the times to switch from the problem to the solution. And then when I focus on having a solution, then I use that same ability to build an argument, to communicate something, focusing on the solution. But it takes me 48 hours.
Yeah, and it's okay.
That's my timing. Okay. And so I need to put my brakes on. Okay. I need to stop, so I lose myself. Okay.
Yeah.
So I have that awareness of just being too much with friends, with family, and I don't need to be like that. I don't want to be like that. And I want to focus on the solution and not in the problem. Okay. So having that's my point of view. Okay. My personal experience of how to regulate my emotions to avoid conflicts.
And maybe now you are thinking, okay, but what does this, how is this related to this ancient way to train?
Yeah.
Like, what's the relation? Everything. The relation is everywhere, because we have a lot of tools that help us to regulate ourselves, to create this awareness of these triggers, of these conflicts, of the tone of voice, like the practices that we do They are bringing you this consciousness. But more than that, they regulate our body in a comprehensive way.
Yeah.
Like, you are going, if you do, when, it's not if, I know you will be doing our practices like we do. I feel it in myself when and I already said this here, I do 4 classes a week, and this is my minimum. And I know when I do it, my body is regulated, my emotions, my mind, the connection between them, because they work with balancing the sympathetic, the parasympathetic, the vagus nerve. Like, the practice is so comprehensive that it puts everything in the right place. If you don't believe me, come here. We have 14 days
trial.
free trial. You don't have to pay anything for that. So don't believe me, don't trust me. Come here, do the practice, try for yourself, and you're going to understand better what I'm saying.
Yes. So I think it's very interesting that this ancient way of train, so the techniques by themselves, they can be used as a tool in the moment.
Yes.
Okay, so they are effective as like, I need to regulate my emotions. I can do a breathing exercise to do that. That's perfectly fine. But the rhythm or the consistency of your class, of doing your trainings, it is like when your computer is not working and you need to reset, and then everything starts working again. So it kind of, the reset button of your body is the practice, this ancient way to train that levels, equalizes all these systems inside of you, of your own body. Okay, and of course you can also use them, like, take it out from the context of a class and use it like a breathing exercise in a meeting.
Yeah,
that's perfectly fine. That's one of the main reasons why our students stay with us for so long, years and years and years doing classes. It's not that they don't learn new things. No, it's when they self-regulate.
Yes.
What? Everything.
Everything.
The body. Okay, bring movement to the body, bring exposure, self-surpassing oneself, and all these attitudes and mindsets that are explored in the context of a class is that reset button that really works.
Much needed.
Besides that, you can also take it out and use it when you need the most. You're tired, you have 5 minutes, take a nap. How? You know how to do it in the class, and so on. Like, you have all that knowledge, but it is not just intellectual. I know I need to do box breathing for this. Yeah, but have you been training? The training, the regular classes, they give you the training. And that's really interesting. And that's the main reason why we don't have an end goal with our students.
Yeah, we don't.
Join.
That's why 30 years later, 33 years later, I'm still here doing practices with other teachers.
Yes, exactly.
It's not that I don't know the techniques that the teachers teaching, but I know that doing them is going to have a big impact.
Yes. So you're all invited. It's very easy. Go to therosemeditation.com. You're going to see a button saying free trial. And it is really a free trial. No credit card, no catches, nothing. And the good thing, there's no props. You don't need nothing. You just need the same space that you need to lie down on the floor. It is the space that you need to do a class. Any of our classes will take that space, in front of a couch, in front of your bed.
Anywhere.
That's what you need. And join our classes. They are live on Zoom. The teacher will be there correcting you, giving tips. Have a great community, sharing and supporting you. She's great.
Nice. Okay, see you next week in our podcast, and have a mindful week.
Have a mindful week. Bye bye.